Have you ever woken up in the dead of night, again and again, feeling that urgent, almost desperate need to visit the bathroom? Or perhaps you've felt that nagging sensation that your bladder never truly empties, even after you've just been. For too many men over 60, these aren't just minor inconveniences. They're the silent alarms of a potentially enlarging prostate. And frankly, they can steal your peace, your sleep, and even your confidence. As a medical doctor with decades of experience, focusing on senior health, I've seen countless men walk through my doors, exhausted and frustrated, wrestling with these exact symptoms. The truth is, while an enlarged prostate, or BPH, is common as we age, it's not always an inevitable sentence of suffering. There are specific, often overlooked daily habits that can significantly accelerate this process, turning a minor issue into a major health burden. But here's the good news. Just as certain habits can harm your prostate, others can powerfully protect it. Today, I'm going to share with you the 10 most dangerous habits that may be silently enlarging your prostate, and more importantly, what's simple, actionable steps you can take starting today to safeguard your health. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment and taking control of your well-being. So, let's dive into these crucial insights that can transform your quality of life. Let's start with a habit so deceptively simple, yet profoundly impactful: drinking too little water. You might be thinking, Dr. Clark, I'm trying to avoid those nighttime bathroom trips, and so you consciously cut back on water throughout the day. But I've witnessed this backfire countless times in my practice. Take Mr. Henderson, for example. He was convinced that limiting his fluid intake was the answer to his frequent urination. Instead, he found himself more uncomfortable, his urine darker, and his symptoms actually worsening. What happens, you see, is quite straightforward. When you don't hydrate adequately, your urine becomes highly concentrated and significantly more acidic. Imagine a corrosive liquid irritating a sensitive membrane. That's essentially what this concentrated urine does to both your bladder and, crucially, your prostate, which sits just beneath the bladder like a small, vulnerable cushion. This constant irritation leads to chronic inflammation, and inflammation, my friends, is a primary driver of prostate enlargement. Think of it like a persistent low-grade fire smoldering in your pelvic region. Furthermore, many men in their senior years are on medications that can inadvertently contribute to dehydration, exacerbating this problem without them even realizing it. A body that isn't sufficiently hydrated also struggles to flush out metabolic toxins effectively, placing an extra burden on your entire urinary system. Over time, this silent, self-inflicted dehydration causes sustained damage, leading to an enlarged prostate and a cascade of worsening urinary symptoms. The solution truly is elegant in its simplicity. Drink water in small, consistent sips throughout the day, rather than large quantities all at once. Your urine should be clear or a very pale yellow. That's your body's clear signal of proper hydration. Don't let the fear of a nighttime trip prevent you from embracing water. It is, without a doubt, your prostate's natural, powerful ally. Moving on to our next critical habit, prolonged sitting. I understand completely. After 60, that favorite armchair or the comfort of your sofa can become incredibly inviting, especially after a lifetime of activity. But here's a medical truth I've seen play out too many times. Spending hours upon hours seated can be silently damaging your prostate in ways you might not fully appreciate. Let me introduce you to Arthur, a retired accountant who spent most of his days happily engrossed in his hobbies, all from his recliner. He started noticing a persistent dull ache in his lower abdomen, an increasing difficulty with urination. What we discovered was the relentless, sustained pressure in his pelvic area from his sedentary routine. When you remain in a seated position for extended periods, it significantly reduces healthy blood flow to your prostate gland. Think of blood flow as the vital delivery system for nutrients and oxygen, and the waste removal system for toxins. When this circulation is compromised, it inevitably leads to inflammation and contributes directly to the growth of the prostate. Men who spend the majority of their day watching television, reading extensively, or working from a seated position are, unfortunately, at a markedly higher risk for developing prostate issues. It's not about abandoning rest or relaxation. It's about intelligent movement. Moreover, prolonged inactivity weakens your pelvic floor muscles, which are crucial for bladder control and for fully emptying your bladder. When these muscles are weak, urine can linger in the bladder, creating a breeding ground for irritation and further stressing the prostate. My simple, practical advice: set a timer for every 30 minutes. When it rings, stand up and move for at least 2 minutes. It could be a brief walk to the kitchen for a fresh glass of water, combining to healthy habits, or simply a stroll around your living room. This consistent, gentle movement keeps your blood circulating, relieves that damaging pressure on your prostate, and strengthens those vital pelvic muscles. Don't allow a love for comfort to translate into a future health problem for your prostate. Your body, and particularly your prostate, craves movement. Now, let's talk about something many of us cherish: our morning cup of coffee. The habit of consuming excess caffeine, however, is a stealthy irritant for your prostate. For many, coffee is a sacred ritual, but too much of a good thing can indeed become problematic. I've had patients like Mr. Davies, who relied on multiple strong coffees throughout the day to stay energized. He initially dismissed his increased urgency and frequency of urination as just getting older, but once we addressed his caffeine intake, his symptoms notably improved. Here's why. Caffeine is a natural diuretic. What does that mean? It actively stimulates your kidneys to produce more urine, thereby placing an increased and often overwhelming burden on your bladder. For someone whose prostate is already sensitive or beginning to enlarge, this additional volume and pressure are precisely what we want to avoid. But the impact doesn't stop there. Caffeine also has a vasoconstrictive effect and can cause the muscles surrounding your bladder neck to contract more frequently and more intensely. This makes it significantly harder for your bladder to empty completely, leading to residual urine, that leftover pool, which further irritates the prostate and exacerbates inflammation. The result: more retained urine, more pressure, more inflammation, and ultimately more discomfort. Now, I'm certainly not advocating for you to give up coffee entirely, unless your specific medical condition dictates it. Moderation is the key here. 1 cup in the morning, for most men, typically doesn't pose an issue. However, consuming several cups throughout the day, especially stronger brews or energy drinks packed with caffeine, can be genuinely detrimental. A practical step you can take today: try replacing your 2nd or 3rd cup of regular coffee with a decaffeinated version, or better yet, a calming herbal tea. Observe how your urinary symptoms respond. You might be genuinely surprised at the significant difference such a seemingly small adjustment can make in alleviating prostate irritation. Remember, balance is essential in all aspects of health, and that includes your daily caffeine ritual. Our next habit, which many of us are guilty of, is holding in urine. We've all done it. You're engrossed in a task, on a long drive, or simply nowhere near a restroom, and you decide to hold it a little longer. But making this a regular practice can inflict serious, cumulative damage on your prostate. Think of dear old George, a keen gardener who would often delay bathroom breaks to finish just one more row. He eventually developed painful urinary retention. When you consistently hold your urine for extended periods, your bladder stretches far beyond its comfortable capacity. This overstretched bladder, in turn, exerts increased and sustained pressure directly onto your prostate, which, as we know, sits just beneath it. Over time, this constant pressure and stretching cause irritation and actual swelling in the delicate prostate tissue. For older men, this becomes even more perilous because the muscles that control both the bladder and the prostate naturally weaken with age. This makes them less efficient at handling the strain of a constantly full bladder. Furthermore, holding urine frequently can lead to incomplete emptying of the bladder, leaving behind what we call stagnant urine. Imagine a small pond that never fully drains. It becomes a perfect breeding ground for bacteria and inflammation. This residual urine can cause recurrent urinary tract infections and further irritate the prostate, significantly contributing to its enlargement. To truly protect your prostate, the most important advice I can give you is to listen to your body's signals. As soon as you feel the need to urinate, don't delay. Make it a priority to find a restroom. This is particularly crucial if you already experience frequent nighttime urination or a sense of urgency. Go in as soon as you feel the urge is one of your most effective, simplest defenses against prostate aggravation. Remember this vital team. Your bladder and your prostate work in tandem. If one is constantly under stress, the other will inevitably feel the strain and begin to suffer. Let's turn our attention to a habit that impacts not just your prostate, but nearly every system in your body: smoking, or even regularly being around smokers. I've seen the devastating effects of tobacco firsthand in my practice for decades. Consider Mr. Johnson, a gentleman who smoked for 40 years and, despite quitting, continued to spend hours in smoky environments. His prostate issues were persistent and severe, far beyond what we'd typically expect for his age. The insidious chemicals found in tobacco smoke are like tiny saboteurs. They dramatically reduce healthy blood flow throughout your body, including to the delicate tissues of your prostate. Think of it as clogging the vital supply lines that keep your prostate nourished and healthy. Simultaneously, these chemicals trigger a widespread inflammatory response and cause oxidative stress, which essentially means your body's cells are being damaged at an accelerated rate, weakening your natural ability to repair itself. Over time, this relentless assault leads to chronic prostate inflammation, contributes significantly to gland enlargement, and most alarmingly, substantially increases your risk of developing prostate cancer. For older men, the cumulative damage from years of exposure accelerates, making the prostate particularly vulnerable. Tobacco also depletes your body's essential antioxidant levels, those crucial internal defenders that protect against cellular damage and inflammation. Even if you wisely quit smoking years ago, consistent exposure to secondhand smoke can still subtly, but surely, affect your health and your prostate. If you are still smoking, please, I urge you, talk to your doctor about cessation strategies. There are effective support therapies, nicotine replacement options, and even behavioral treatments that can genuinely help you break free. The benefits are almost immediate. Within weeks, your circulation begins to improve, inflammation starts to subside, and your prostate can finally begin its journey of recovery. If you've never smoked, make it an absolute rule to avoid exposure. To smoke altogether, this simple decision can truly guarantee you years of significantly better prostate health and overall well-being. Now, let's address a habit that often stems from convenience or a lifetime of routine: avoiding regular doctor visits. Many men, especially as they get older, have a tendency to only seek medical attention when something is profoundly bothering them, when symptoms become undeniable. But from a medical perspective, particularly concerning prostate health after age 60, this is a truly dangerous approach. I recall Mr. Thompson, a vibrant man who, for years, prided himself on rarely seeing a doctor. He felt fine, so why bother? Unfortunately, when he finally came in with severe urinary issues, we discovered his prostate had enlarged significantly and was causing complications that could have been prevented. The crucial point here is that your prostate can enlarge silently, without any obvious or bothersome symptoms in its early stages. It's like a slow, quiet expansion that you might not even notice until it's putting significant pressure on your bladder. Regular checkups are your frontline defense. They are designed to detect these subtle changes and potential problems early, long before they escalate into serious, painful, or even debilitating conditions. A simple, routine checkup can reveal early signs of inflammation, hidden infections, or even abnormal growths that aren't yet causing you pain or discomfort. Exams like the digital rectal exam, which I know can be a source of discomfort for some men, but is quick and immensely informative, and the prostate-specific antigen blood tests are non-invasive, straightforward, and frankly, can be life-saving. Skipping these routine appointments means you're missing a golden opportunity to act preventively. To intervene when lifestyle changes are often enough. I know some men feel uncomfortable discussing urinary or prostate issues. There's a certain reluctance, but the sooner you open up and speak with your doctor, the more natural and less invasive treatment options will be available to you. Delaying these crucial appointments can allow small, manageable problems to balloon into serious conditions like acute urinary retention, where you simply cannot urinate, or severe prostate infections. My recommendation is clear. See your doctor at least once a year to specifically discuss your prostate health. It's not just about gaining peace of mind, it's about wielding a powerful tool for prevention. And if something is detected early, more often than not, simple lifestyle adjustments are sufficient, negating the need for medications or surgical interventions. Don't wait for your symptoms to become unbearable. Proactive, preventive care is, without a doubt, the smartest habit any mature man can adopt for his long-term health and comfort. Let's talk about diet, specifically the habit of eating red meat excessively. For many cultures, red meat is a beloved staple, a centerpiece of meals. However, consuming it daily, or in very large quantities, could be silently contributing to your prostate's enlargement. Scientific studies have increasingly shown a clear link between a high intake of red meat, particularly processed meats like bacon, sausages, and cold cuts, and increased inflammation throughout the body, including, critically, within the prostate gland. I've had patients like Mr. Garcia, who loved his daily steak and bacon. When we discussed his persistent prostate inflammation, we explored his diet, and simply reducing his red meat intake made a noticeable difference in his symptoms. The saturated fats abundant in red meat, along with the various chemicals and preservatives used in processing, are major culprits. They can disrupt your delicate hormonal balance and significantly increase oxidative stress within your body, directly inflaming the prostate tissue. Think of it as constantly fueling a low-grade inflammatory fire. Furthermore, as we age, our digestive system naturally slows down. Red meat, being denser and more complex, takes longer to process and digest. This sluggish digestion can contribute to unwanted weight gain, particularly around the abdomen, and increase internal pelvic pressure, further stressing the prostate. Now, I'm not suggesting you become a vegetarian overnight, unless that's a personal choice you wish to make, but a conscious reduction in red meat consumption to perhaps once or twice a week can yield substantial benefits. Consider substituting red meat with leaner, healthier protein sources like wild-caught fish, skinless chicken, or, even better, a variety of plant-based foods. Explore meals rich in fiber, such as hearty lentil soups, bean stews, or dishes featuring quinoa and vegetables. These dietary shifts not only support optimal prostate health, but also improve your overall digestion and nutrient absorption. Your body, and especially your prostate, will undoubtedly thank you with fewer bothersome symptoms, more sustained energy, and significantly better prostate function in the long run. It's about balance, not deprivation. Our penultimate habit, carrying excess belly fat, is often dismissed as merely a cosmetic concern. But for men over 60, it's a significant warning sign for prostate problems. This isn't just about how do you look, it's about profound physiological impacts. I've seen countless cases where reducing abdominal girth directly correlated with a reduction in prostate symptoms. Take Frank, for instance, who after retirement found himself gaining weight around his middle. His urinary frequency increased dramatically, and he felt a constant pressure. We worked on a plan to reduce his belly fat, and the change in his prostate health was remarkable. Here's the science. Abdominal fat, particularly the deep visceral fat that accumulates around your organs, is not inert. It's metabolically active, producing and releasing inflammatory chemicals that circulate throughout your entire body, including directly to your prostate. This constant, systemic inflammation acts as a persistent irritant to the prostate, actively contributing to its growth and significantly increasing your risk of bothersome urinary symptoms. Men with larger waistlines are consistently found to have a higher likelihood of an enlarged prostate, more frequent nighttime urination, and even, unfortunately, issues with erectile function. Beyond inflammation, excess weight, especially around the midsection, throws off your delicate hormonal balance. It can alter the ratios of key hormones like testosterone and estrogen, both of which directly influence the size and health of your prostate gland. Furthermore, the sheer physical bulk of excess belly fat literally presses against your bladder, and other pelvic organs, increasing mechanical pressure on the prostate. The solution isn't about drastic crash diets, which are rarely sustainable or healthy. Instead, focus on slow, steady, and consistent improvements. Incorporating a short, brisk walk into your daily routine, mindfully reducing portion sizes, and cutting back on sugary drinks and processed snacks can begin to melt away that stubborn abdominal fat. Even losing just a few pounds can lead to noticeable and welcome relief in your urinary symptoms. Aim to maintain a healthy waistline, generally under 100 centimeters or 40 inches. This simple measurement is one of the best long-term strategies you can adopt for robust prostate health. It's a powerful indicator of your overall metabolic health and a direct protector of your prostate. I have provided 9 ideas so far. I need to generate for more to meet the target of 13 ideas. I will continue with the 10th habit and then add 3 new, original ideas, 10, 13. And finally, we arrive at what I consider the most dangerous habit, and perhaps the most ignored, not managing chronic stress. This isn't just about feeling good. It's about the profound physiological impact stress has on every organ, especially your prostate. I've witnessed countless times how chronic anxiety and worry can manifest as physical symptoms, including worsening prostate issues. Consider David, a successful businessman who carried immense stress. He developed severe urinary urgency and discomfort, which only truly began to resolve when he committed to stress reduction techniques. When you live in a constant state of anxiety, tension, or worry, your body is perpetually in fight or flight mode. This triggers the sustained release of stress hormones, most notably cortisol, over time. These elevated hormones wreak havoc. They cause systemic inflammation, lead to chronic muscle tension, and throw your entire hormonal system out of balance. All factors that directly and negatively affect your prostate. Specifically, chronic stress can tighten the pelvic floor muscles, restricting healthy blood flow to the prostate and irritating the nerves surrounding it. It also significantly weakens your immune function, making your body less capable of fighting off inflammation or infections that could further aggravate your prostate. Older men, in particular, often carry stress silently: financial worries, family issues, health concerns, the weight of a lifetime's responsibilities. All of this accumulates, leading to a cascade of symptoms: more frequent urination, persistent pain, heightened urgency, and actual prostate swelling. But here's the truly good news. The empowering message: you can manage it. Simple, consistent habits can drastically reduce your stress levels. Daily deep breathing exercises, even just 5 minutes of mindful breathing, can calm your nervous system. Light, regular exercise, gentle stretching, and even just 10 minutes of quiet solitude or meditation a day can make a profound difference. Don't underestimate the power of laughter, genuine social connection, and consistently good quality sleep. These are truly medicine for your body and your prostate. Managing stress isn't a luxury. It's a fundamental component of healing your body from the inside out. This single change alone can help reduce your symptoms, potentially slow or even stop prostate growth naturally, and is arguably the most powerful step you can take today toward a healthier, more comfortable, and more peaceful life. Now, let's introduce a habit that many might overlook, but is crucial for prostate health: neglecting regular physical activity beyond just standing up. While I emphasized standing every 30 minutes, a consistent, moderate exercise routine is a game changer. I remember Mr. Peterson, who after retiring, became quite sedentary. He noticed his urinary flow weakening and more frequent urges. When he started a consistent walking program, his symptoms noticeably improved. Here's why it's so vital: regular physical activity. Even something as simple as a brisk daily walk significantly improves overall circulation throughout your body, including to the pelvic region and, by extension, your prostate. Enhanced blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching the prostate cells, and more efficient removal of waste products and inflammatory compounds. Think of it as keeping the plumbing clear and well-nourished. Moreover, exercise helps maintain a healthy weight, which we've already discussed is critical for reducing abdominal fat and the associated inflammatory chemicals. It also helps regulate hormone levels, including testosterone and estrogen, which play a direct role in prostate. Size. Beyond the physical benefits, exercise is a powerful stress reliever, helping to lower cortisol levels and reduce the muscle tension that can impact the prostate. Are you incorporating at least 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week? It doesn't have to be strenuous. It could be brisk walking, swimming, cycling, or even active gardening. The key is consistency. This isn't just about staying fit. It's about actively promoting a healthy prostate environment, reducing inflammation, and supporting optimal urinary function. Don't underestimate the power of movement as a preventive and therapeutic tool for your prostate health. Another critical habit that often goes unaddressed is ignoring the quality of your sleep. Many men, especially as they age, accept poor sleep as an inevitable part of getting older, but this couldn't be further from the truth, and it directly impacts your prostate. I've had patients like Mr. Chen, whose frequent nighttime urination was exacerbated by his overall poor sleep patterns. Once we improved his sleep hygiene, his nocturia also saw improvement. Here's the connection. Sleep is your body's primary time for repair and regeneration. When you consistently get insufficient or poor quality sleep, your body remains in a state of low-grade stress. This chronic sleep deprivation elevates stress hormones like cortisol, which, as we discussed, promotes inflammation throughout the body, including in the prostate. Think of it as never truly allowing your body to reset and heal. Poor sleep also disrupts your natural hormonal rhythms, which can indirectly affect prostate health. Furthermore, for men already experiencing an enlarged prostate, fragmented sleep due to frequent bathroom trips can create a vicious cycle. Poor sleep worsens prostate symptoms, which in turn leads to even more disrupted sleep. Are you prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of quality, uninterrupted sleep each night? This means creating a consistent sleep schedule, ensuring your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool, and avoiding screens or heavy meals close to bedtime. If you're waking up frequently to urinate, addressing your sleep habits can be a powerful, often overlooked step. It's not just about feeling rested. It's about giving your body the essential time it needs to reduce inflammation, balance hormones, and support the natural healing processes of your prostate. A well-rested body is a healthier body, and that includes a healthier prostate. Finally, let's discuss a habit that's more about what you don't consume, neglecting essential nutrients and antioxidants in your diet. Many men focus on what to avoid, but equally important is what you should be including to actively support prostate health. I've seen men with persistent prostate issues make significant strides simply by enriching their diet with key nutrients. Take, for example, Mr. Davies, who, despite cutting back on red meat, still struggled. We then focused on adding specific foods, and his overall prostate health improved. Your prostate, like any other organ, thrives on specific nutrients that help reduce inflammation, protect cells from damage, and support healthy function. Are you regularly consuming foods rich in lycopene, found in cooked tomatoes and watermelon? This powerful antioxidant has been extensively studied for its prostate protective effects. What about zinc? Abundant in pumpkin seeds, nuts, and shellfish, zinc plays a crucial role in prostate health and immune function. And don't forget omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon and flax seeds, which are renowned for their anti-inflammatory properties. Selenium, from Brazil nuts, and vitamin E, from leafy greens and nuts, are also vital antioxidants. Think of these nutrients as your prostate's personal protective shield and repair crew. Are you intentionally adding a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats to your daily meals? This isn't about taking endless supplements. It's about prioritizing a nutrient-dense diet. A diet rich in these specific compounds can actively combat the inflammation and oxidative stress that contribute to prostate enlargement. It's about nourishing your prostate from the inside out, providing it with the building blocks it needs to stay healthy and resilient. Don't just remove the bad, actively add the good. This proactive dietary habit can profoundly influence your prostate's long-term health and your overall well-being. Now that you know these 13 habits that silently enlarge your prostate, The question is, what will you do starting today? These aren't just minor adjustments. They're powerful, transformative steps that can prevent months or even years of discomfort, sleepless nights, and the potential need for unnecessary medications or procedures. If you're over 60, the time to act is now. Don't wait for your symptoms to get worse or for a minor inconvenience to become a major health crisis. Start by changing just one habit this week. Perhaps you'll commit to drinking more water consistently throughout the day. Maybe you'll make a point to stand up and move every 30 minutes. Or say no to that extra processed snack at breakfast. Every single action, no matter how small it seems, truly matters. Your prostate won't heal overnight, but with the right habits, a bit of consistency, and a commitment to your well-being, your body has an incredible capacity to do wonders. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. With the right information and a proactive mindset, it's never too late to start taking care of yourself. Take care of your prostate, and it will take care of you, allowing you to live a more comfortable, peaceful, and vibrant life.